Hello and welcome to Ultimate General, the Civil War. This battle is Logan's Crossing, and basically we're going to start with some troops here and try to defend this, except we're not. That's what we're supposed to do. But ultimately we're going to have this position. As usual, I'm going to let this thing run until it stops. I'm not going to click the finish button should it appear. And we're just gonna, what we're gonna do, basically, to outline what's gonna happen, is we're gonna race these guys backwards across the river. We're gonna wait for the reinforcements to come up. After the reinforcements come up, we're gonna sneak around here and flank them, and we're gonna drive them across this water into those woods. At least that's what I'm hoping we do. One thing I've done before I started this game is I set up the army, and I moved all of my artillery to the bottom division, and so we should just have infantry and some skirmishers in this fight. The artillery with all of this moving just is going to slow us down and really not be that useful for us, at least in this battle. So here we go. We will take these guys back here. I guess technically I could face them this way, but it doesn't really matter. And come on, let me get the supplies. And we'll just move everything back over and we'll speed up the time. Now, about the time these guys get across the river, sometime around then, we should get the reinforcements. Now, if we stayed there, we'd be basically attacked at least on two sides, if not three sides, with just these three brigades. And yeah, it's... Okay, whoops, slow this down. Move all these guys over here. They're my skirmishers. When they become available, I've been buying better guns for these guys, but it's in this game you have to supply all of them with the same type, so I don't have enough to actually give any of them the guns that I truly want to. And it's not the end of the world. It just would be... I'm going to make these guys run just so they're not flanked by anybody coming over here. I can't wait to use them, but it's going to take a while to buy enough of them for enough of them to become available. But you have to buy them piecemeal or you'll never get them. So when I do, they'll have a really long range with really high accuracy, and they will also have a high rate of fire, which those are all nice things to have. We're going to speed this up again. And we will get more of them down here. Thought I had, but I guess I didn't. And then we'll, oopsie, just going to zip them all. Well, that's not how I wanted it, but someplace like that. That's a little ridiculous too, but it's fine. Again, this clock doesn't really matter right now, nor does this one. So it's not fast. I make it super fast. And like I said, what we're doing is we're kind of hiding in these woods, and then we're just going to storm them. And we will converge from a pretty long line, ultimately, into... We're just going to move these guys forward. We're going to converge from a pretty small line into, from a fairly wide line into a small one, attacking just a small number of brigades, but... We've been spotted, but just barely. I don't even care if they spot me because they're not going to do anything. I mean, they might do. I mean, they'll respond, but they're not going to do anything against these guys. I mean, they're already driven. Yeah, so they're routed pretty quickly, and hopefully these guys will get a good shot off on them before they totally vamoose. And we'll just bring these guys back a little bit. they're the only ones that are seen, and now they're not seen at all. I mean, they know I'm here, obviously. But yeah, if they want to waste their skirmishers and this particular nonsense, they're welcome to. I just went ahead and charged these guys because it looks like they were trying to melee into them, and I would rather have, if that's going to happen, and it looks like they drove them off anyways. If that's going to happen, I would just rather have 2 brigades in that mix than 1. Keep letting them fire. Okay. Skirmishers are good to use against cannon. I mean, artillery is good to use against cannon. But, artillery? Well, yeah, artillery and cavalry are good to use against artillery. And if you don't have either of those, then we need skirmishers. Now, skirmishers have a loose formation. So while the cannon is still going to do damage to them, it's not going to do damage to them like it would comparatively if I sent a whole brigade of infantry. So we're just going to break off a few of these guys to harass this cannon eventually. And then, as they get out there, we're going to go ahead and start this attack. And straight in to this 1 brigade. Well, those 5 go, and then the same thing's going to be true with this. We're just gonna slam them, and we are doing the same with the cannon. We're just going to come at it from several different directions, and they're going to be able to run quickly because, again, they're a loose formation, and they're going to have enough firepower to really harass those cannon. And, you know, every 25 they kill, they're basically knocking a cannon out. Oh, didn't move this guy yet, so I guess we'll move him now. And so they're already driving them back. They've just routed one of the cannon. They can, or one of the artillery units. They can start attacking this next guy. And these guys are just taking a lot of damage because there's a nice concentration just firing in all sides of them. So, I mean, that's ugly, but imagine if that was a tight group of them. I mean, they wouldn't have, nothing they could do. Okay, we're moving these guys back. They are falling back, routed. Whoopsie. Well, that's not what I had in mind. Let's try this. Let's not try that. Let's try this. In fact, why don't we just do it the easy way? We're just going to all converge on that 1 brigade and just knock them out. That shouldn't be too difficult. They need to remember to keep moving these supplies forward. Otherwise, they're invariably going to have cavalry around here that take it. Okay, it's time to attack. These guys, again, these guys are starting to reorganize, so we want to make sure that they don't get any or many shots off. These guys, we're just going to go ahead in and just all attack him at once. Oh, we need one of you down here, don't we? Keep driving them back. There we go. They're done. We're going to keep moving because there is another battery back here, or more. There's definitely more cannon back here that I want to get. I'm going to come right down these guys' throats. This is just, it seems like the built-in stuff should be a good position, but it isn't. I mean, it isn't always. It isn't often. Okay, these guys are being stormed by those guys, but there's plenty of them. And look at there. There's cavalry trying to take my supplies. There always is cavalry trying to take your supplies. This little supply wagon just is an annoying part of this game. I mean, I like aspects of it, the concept of what it's trying to do, but it just becomes kind of a stupid target that some other units just keep going after perpetually. And I find it difficult to believe that a battle would be so concentrated on raiding the other one's supplies that constantly. So yeah, we could finish it now and lose. We could wait until we captured it and finished it and win, or we can, like I said, if we're not going to press the finish button, it's going to tell us the game's over. Looks like we drove those guys back. Them to here, move them to here, move them to here. They're just firing into them. I mean, they're just being overwhelmed, really. Man, we're just storming down on their flank, so... Oh, Loomis is killed. He was with us from the first battle. Alright, we're moving further down. Some of these guys, I'm just going to have them reattach because we really don't need those skirmishers anymore. We're not fighting the cannon. So we do have these guys permanently, you know, as a unit. Just keep moving these guys forward. And we'll just drive them across the river. Oh, yeah, one of these. Don't want to be flanked. Do not want to be flanked. We are going to be flanked. Let's try to be sensible, guys. Come on, move down. This only works if you move. These guys we're going to send back. I didn't notice that I hadn't already. These guys we're going to send back. Have them rejoin their units. This guy, yeah, I saw that coming too late. Those guys are quite the hassle. Fight you. Move down to you. It's just kind of astounding. I mean, when you think about it, and they did fight very up close and personal in this era. I mean, it's astounding when you think about it, just how close they were so many times on the battlefield, and then charging ahead like that. And these guys should waver pretty good with all these guns going into them, but. All right, we are pushing them back. We are pushing them back. His morale should be good enough to come down here and engage them on the flank. We're going to move this forward so we don't lose it. And we'll keep moving these guys down. How are they doing? They're doing all right, but they could stand some. And my guys are exhausted. They've been running around the map. But I mean, they're flanked. They have multiple brigades going after them. As soon as they come in, these guys are going to be able to shoot at them. Well, they don't need to. They're getting it from that side. But they're just getting clobbered. I'd prefer them not be in hand-to-hand combat with them. But I mean, look at that. Yeah, but to say, if they're not routed from that, that's pretty amazing. The loose formation, you know, works with the infantry too. It takes a lot to kill those guys. These guys look good, so move them a little around forward. And I didn't really intend to be on this side of the river, but get them while they're in the water. Back them up. You know, what's annoying is that cavalry comes and the supplies go. You know, I need to get as far away from the protection as I can. I never really quite got that, but well, my goal isn't to drive them away. My goal is clearly to take that position that I've already taken. If they want to fight and I'm in a position to do more damage to them than they are to me, I'm going to go ahead and do just that. And I'm hoping I'm making a good decision here, because that's getting kind of costly. I don't know why they're turning that way. But we certainly outnumber them. So I'm beginning to think actually that's maybe not that good of an idea. But we're going to go ahead and just back up a little bit and let them come at me if they want to. These guys are so wounded, though. I mean, I can't help but to flank them. I keep reversing what I plan to do here. It's just hard not to drive them off like that. I mean, like we just did. We can come down here and there we go. Finally, we got those guys routed. I mean, I like our position here a lot. It's hard not to be happy with all that flanking I got going on. And for whatever reason, the supplies decided to be right in the rear, so, you know, we can definitely make sure the enemy cavalry has perfect access to it. And we'll move this guy up. Yeah, we're driving them back. I thought this was a good idea, then a bad idea, and then a good idea, and I'm still honestly not sure if this should be what I'm doing. I don't like the fact that these guys are in the water. I don't know how they're flanked. All right, we're breaking them. Like I said, this may be a little costly from the standpoint of men, especially since we're going into Shiloh next. But one would hope you know, wiping them out pretty well at this particular battle will also help our cause. I don't really know if there's much carryover between battles because, as you've seen, we've already wiped them out in several battles, and they keep returning with the same generals and so forth for each of these battles. So we're going to go ahead and get some skirmishers out here to take these guys, because we may as well get their supplies if we can. Yeah, it'd be nicer if we didn't get routed trying to do that, but oh well. Live and learn. Now, see, the guys, they come towards this, and this guy immediately said, "Oh, please come, attack me." And I just never understood that. You know, it's like, let's do exactly what the enemy would really like us to do, and that's the approach they take. But yeah, we're probably not going to get that, but oh well. We are going to destroy their army, which is always a good thing. Like I said, I had no intention really of that, but I'll take it. These guys still routed? Yeah, effectively. Okay, we got some surrendered troops. Kind of liking the... oh, look at that. There's guys back here. These guys are actually almost ready to take a stand against these guys, which is pretty hilarious. They could make it a little bit farther. They could probably pull it off. I don't understand. I don't understand why the cavalry acts like it acts in this game. And I don't think it's particularly an effective way to use horses, but it's an annoying way to use that unit, is just to constantly run after the supplies. And again, I mean, you know, knowing where that the supplies are that close to the infantry, that just seems like a silly move. You know, they could try to take this. I mean, they could take it. I'm trying about it. There's nobody sitting on it. I would prefer these guys to leave the game ultimately, but that is a lot of troops I'm going to have to replenish. I hope I have the juice for it. I may have to replace them with less than veterans, which is too bad. But they're on the run. I'm just going to cross the river now and move up in here and do this. And we're going to take these guys and retreat them from the field at the double quick. Just in case the cavalry comes, I want a couple of units here. These guys have a great... look at that. That is an insane kill ratio. They're going to lose some of that right now if they're the first ones up here, but... yeah, maybe not, because these guys do have a pretty low morale at this point, and they're probably exhausted. This guy has some people, so I'm going to go ahead and try to take this again. I don't think it's going to work because these guys are there and they're going to be somewhat prepared, I would think. So if they can keep going with this, it would be nice to see it come to some fruition if we could. I want these guys higher, and I want them. Come on. Get some buffs, dude. All right. Keep coming. So they have 3 brigades and, well, 4 if you count the horses. Oh, no, 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 no. No, get back, get back, get back. None of you guys are strong enough. Well, maybe it would have been, but I don't want to go charging in with 156 guys into 300. All right. This shouldn't be too much longer before we can nab them. See if we can dig ourselves up the supply wagon that sometimes we seem to be able to see and sometimes not. Yeah, these guys are pretty much done. All right. So now it's just a matter of hunting down the cavalry if we really want to take them out the rest of the way. And I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I do want these guys gone. And the other nice thing that we can do because of that, since there's really nobody there but the cavalry, is we can, well, can't do it while I just need infantry. I can make them all double click. And we can watch this happen in real time. But that stamina right now, this whichever unit we have, let's just grab one. All right, this one right here has a 71 stamina. So we're going to go ahead and run them across the map like this. And that should grow. Oh, cool. And here is their supply wagon, which I want to make sure they don't shoot at. Just want to take. All right, we took it. What is that? Oh, I actually had some supplies in there. Good. I'm going to go ahead and just retreat it off the field so they don't take it back. Should maybe consider doing that with our own, but I'm fairly, I have fair confidence in those guys. So this part of the video may get a little slow if we really have muff and we're just waiting for this battle to end. So I may speed this up quite a bit, and I'll just kind of be quiet while we're hunting them down because there's not too much to say. Again, we're either going to find the cavalry here or we won't. And if not, well, we're going to jog these guys around the map to build up their stamina. See, it's already 72. That's one with the 2 stars. So I'm going to speed up the game, and I'm going to speed up maybe even the video. So. All right, there we go. That little running around time was ridiculous, but as you can see, the stamina on all those units went up quite a bit just from double clicking them around the battlefield with nothing else to do. So, you know, it's silly, but I have a lot better units now. So I'm going to say that's, you know, a good practice. All right, well, they outnumbered us coming in by quite a bit. And look at that. Better than 3-to-1. Kill ratio just on the infantry. And, I mean, you know, by the time we start adding, you know, all the others. And, yeah. Pretty nice. Did exactly what we needed to do. Definitely inflicted at least 40% more casualties. All right, units. Look at some of these kill ratios. That's insane. So, wow. So, let's see. The officers. I know we had one deceased. Loomis, who has been with us from the beginning. But such is, such is. We got their supplies, which is nice. And we've got more crap rifles. Yeah, we didn't get anything amazing out of that. Haul from a good standpoint, but pretty good once. Anyways, but I'll tell you what, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and be safe.